No.
Okay, well, that's the beginning.
Now it's recording.
Yeah, we go.
All right.
Good.
Well, Ian, you never tested out my audio like I asked.
Top of the morning to you, lads.
But
It
I did.
doesn't matter.
It's
But I
too
didn't
late
hear it.
now, Isaac.
Because
Really?
if everyone sounds bad, it just is funny.
I mean,
Especially
yes.
if it's uncharacteristic of every single other time we record.
Especially, yes.
There we go.
But are we being genuine?
What about what?
I don't know.
like just in general about like what we say in the podcast?
Sure.
I mean,
I say whatever I say.
then say something to them. Get us started. Get the ball rolling.
Yes.
Now let me think about something. Alright, so obviously like all the the sickness is going on right now, right?
Yeah.
Heineken flu. Heineken flu.
Yes, the Heineken flu. So
Are you trying to like segue
why are
into this or
people
something?
what made
Oh.
people so dismissive of it for a while?
So dismissive?
Yeah,
It's
Higher
because
ups
it's
really
like
said, the
Yeah.
higher ups really said not to worry about it. Like it wasn't a huge thing. And then
And
it started
Isaac,
becoming
are
a
you
huge
saying
thing.
you follow the higher ups?
well,
No.
well, I'd say
Gotta
What are you supposed to
stay
do?
woke.
well, what I'd say made this seem so, something that could just be shrugged off was that it wasn't happening here, and it wasn't happening here at the rate it is now. Now that it's actually gotten bad. In other words, it wasn't as bad as it is now. So nobody's like, oh no, let's panic. Because why would you panic for something that doesn't seem that bad? Because at the time, it didn't seem that bad. It was far away. And there were a few cases.
Alright,
Here.
okay then. So that was basically just a plot point to give me time to think of something? Alright. So, in where we
Okay.
are, okay. Alright, so in California is where we are. So
We're in California?
yes.
No way.
Near us, okay?
There we
if,
go.
if like
There.
if to put it lightly, shit hit the fan.
Okay.
Like where would be like the best place to go? Where do you think is the last place to fall to chaos near us?
I would say definitely
Alaska.
Alaska, yes.
No, I
Alaska.
mean near us, like in California. Like we have to go somewhere.
In California. I would say Modoc County, Alturas. Isaac,
I'm not talking about a
Your-
city. I'm talking like a place,
That-
like
the
a
city is a
building.
place. Oh, a building
A
near
That
us
same-
in our town?
The same grocery store that was in The Mist.
Within
Okay,
our
okay.
town or like in the next town over.
Okay. So can I drive?
You can drive to anywhere in the city. Or between cities.
Okay. I would say definitely those industrial buildings. You know those like those abandoned ones. That's right
Yes.
next to like you're going on Main, and then you
Yeah,
want
I
to head
know
to
what you're talking
the
about.
post
Right by
office, yeah.
Yosemite.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so would that be the best place though? Because sure, it looks nice, but I mean, it's got glass walls. Currently, I don't think there's like anything in there, so you wouldn't have much shelter other than people aren't going to really be looking in there.
I mean, it'd be a good place to start, in my opinion, for that sole reason. And also, it's close to like other things, you know. So
So
Still-
kind of inconspicuous place that we're in the middle of where all the chaos would be.
yeah, and plus where the chaos would be, there would be things that I would need, you know. If I was living
Yeah.
on some sort of shed, like in the country, then I wouldn't be able to get supplies. I'd have to first get a bunch of supplies, then go to my, shed. But if I go into those abandoned buildings, then I can just like sneak out and get what I need without having to make a big
Yeah.
trip or anything like that.
All right, so Isaac, Vernon, what you got?
I don't know, man. I'm not a man of geography. So I'll let Isaac.
I
It's
would
all
go to. I would go to a hospital.
Hospital?
A hospital?
That's what the
Yeah.
chaos. Wait, Dylan. To clear something up, are we talking about like the COVID-19 chaos, or just some general sort of chaos? Everything just goes bad.
Well, first, let's start with what's it called? Let's start with basically the government breaks down. It's every man for himself.
Okay. Then
And
I
things
still
are
okay.
about to get violent.
Okay,
between all
I
the people in the
maintain.
city.
The French Revolution, what's more?
Yeah,
The
just
guillotine
storm into the
comes
hospital
back?
and say,
Some guy
hand
got the
over,
hot tub, like, just
storm
go
into the
everybody
hospital and say,
somehow?
give me all the drugs.
Yes.
I mean, that's something.
So Isaac, instead of like trying to stay alive, you just be like, I'm gonna go down the blaze of glory. You say, I'm gonna take all the
Dude,
drugs.
Viking.
I have no idea where I'd go. I'd probably, like,
Oakdale.
No,
Isaac, a
that
Viking.
would be the last place you want to be.
They'd never get me alive.
Detroit.
Detroit.
I would go to New Zealand.
Jack's hometown.
No, Isaac,
And
Chico or one place over.
whoa, Dylan.
Jail.
Because that's part about how much time you're gonna have before things become too risky to drive by car.
I mean, cars can go fast, Dylan. Cars can, like, you know, I mean, in 8 hours, you can make it to
And,
San
like,
Diego.
is this like in a full-on apocalypse? Like, people are raiders now? Or
Yeah,
like,
oh yeah,
what?
oh yeah,
Shut
oh
down,
yeah. I'm
every man
talking
for
things
himself.
go bad really quickly. Like you just know, you only know about an hour or two beforehand that things are about to suddenly get super violent. People start killing each other for food, and everyone's doing what they can. Toilet paper is coveted, that kind of thing.
Summon Godzilla.
Where would I go? I don't know, really. Anywhere could be raided.
I mean,
Like,
abandoned
is
buildings.
it, like-
Nobody's going to abandoned
Am I
buildings.
like going to a certain building that like would provide food or like
I mean, that's
shelter?
for you to
Like
decide.
what do I?
Just
It's
do
just
whatever,
like, what
whatever
is-
you think is going to be the most beneficial.
I mean,
Shelter,
just stay alive.
food.
I mean, or, well, let's assume
Oh,
you
no,
want to stay alive.
18.
Let's assume that. Like,
And staying home's an option. Just being like, yeah, I'll be right here.
Yeah, it is an option, but where are we? There's not many bad people where I live.
No, I'm talking like, it's every man for himself. There is no good people anymore.
Isaac, just down the street. Down the street. Isaac.
Down the street.
Down the
Okay, I
street.
would go to Dylan's house.
No.
I mean, what's gonna stop Isaac from doing it, Dylan? You? Are you gonna stop him?
Are you?
Bro, there won't be anybody home.
Oh,
I know,
okay.
free food.
That's a good segue, Dylan. Where would everybody? Then Dylan, where would you be?
Yeah, what would you do?
Where'd you be?
All
That's a
right.
good segue.
Alright, so, you've got an hour, right? You got an
Yeah.
hour. So, I never said like, oh, you have to go to one place, okay?
No.
So, what I would do,
Okay, fine.
so what I would do is
Specify.
immediately just go grab any like seeds or non-perishable foods I could get from the grocery store.
Beans?
Beans. And I would take the gun that I have at my house, multiple
Oh,
guns.
whoa.
Whoa,
That you
Dylan.
have, Dylan?
What? That
You
you
have-
have?
I think we got him, boys.
That-
I think we got
I
him.
mean,
That's
we
on
have
record.
at our house.
That's on record.
We got it
and
on the record. Dylan has a
there-
ghost gun.
There are weapons at my house, yes. And what I would do is I would go on up to the mansion, and I would hold up in the
Barricade. Barricade.
You would
You would go to the mansion, Dylan.
the
Of
mansion
course.
with one gun.
multiple guns, and there's plenty of ammo. Trust me.
Doom. This is Doom.
What, dude?
Dylan's
Dylan's
in
house-
the mansion.
Think about it. Okay, you're all in a large building with good security. There's security cameras
Oh.
everywhere. No one lives
Yeah.
there currently.
What would they be working on? I mean,
So this
would
is
it, would it,
basically
No one lives
this
there.
is basically
And-
the purge.
Yeah, kind
Except
of.
it's forever.
So
Yeah.
I would go in there, okay? You've got access to wineries, and there are large, I believe, I went over there. I think there's large, like, what's it called? Storage units of food there. I don't know what it's for, but there's lots of food there. And you're on top of a hilltop. You can see everyone coming from every direction. There's security systems. It's a big house, so if people do end up invading it, search of food and stuff, there are plenty of places to hide and try and ambush anyone who tries to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
So it's just a nice advantage spot, and it's out in the country, so people aren't going to immediately be rushing there.
I mean, but it is kind of like, it's like once you see it, you're kind of like, ooh, and it's also kind of close to the highway, though. It's not super close to it, but it's like...
I mean, it's further from the highway than most places are.
Yeah, that's true, but it's kind of...
It's got, like, all the, what's it called, housing between it.
I don't know. It seems like it would be a big target, but not really, since nobody's really gonna, like, go there. Like,
Yeah.
Maybe
That's
it
what my
seem
thought
like
was.
So, okay.
If I would go somewhere, I think I'd go to my...
Denver?
I'd probably go to the house up in Arnold that I have that's like less than an hour away.
Wait,
Okay.
Around an hour.
wait, why would that... Why?
Because it's up on a hill, there's no one around, if you could drive down to like a city that's like 5 minutes away, not a city, but like a town, that's 5 minutes away.
True. There aren't that many people in
And
Arnold.
it's got water, it's got a fire, it's got plenty of wood if you need it, because it's a giant forest. And if there's a little store that's next spot, that's like near it, so you can just go there, grab food.
Rate it.
But before we go there, we'd probably grab all our food and probably our grandparents' food because they got all our food. And maybe I would also probably grab biodegradable, how do you say it?
Non-perishable.
Non-degradable food? Non-perishable, there we go.
Non-perishable.
Non-perishable food. So yeah, that's probably what I would do because it's like kind of like ours, so it's nice.
Alright, so Vernon, where would you go?
I don't know. An old rundown factory, or stay at home and just make my home look like some kind of anarchy.
Just
Make
Home Alone
anarchy?
4?
Just be
The
the leader
world
of anarchy, Vernon.
dying?
You know, Home Alone 5.
Oh right, I forgot there was a Home Alone 4. That was bad.
Or maybe Home Alone 6. How many Home Alone movies
Was
are
there
there?
a fifth
I think
one?
there was like 5.
Alright, hold on.
I
thought there was like
I think
four.
there
Can we get a fact
No.
check on this? Can we get a fact check on this?
I thought it was 3.
Somebody fact
Pretty
check
sure
me.
it's 3.
Alright,
Okay.
No,
I'm
there's
checking
more
right
than
now.
3. There's
Okay,
more than 3.
There's
Vernon.
only 3.
I
And
know,
I
there's
think
at
they
least 3.
recently made one.
There's more than 4. There's more than 4. I know there's gotta be 5. I'm pretty sure it's 5.
I haven't heard of any other Home Alones other than the one I was like, where the kid forgot to wake up
There are
on time
10.
and in New York.
There were 10?
There were 10
No.
Home Alones.
Home Alone sequels. 6 through 10.
6 through 10.
No way.
Dylan,
I know.
No, 4 through 10.
4. There cannot be 10 Home Alone movies out there.
There's
That
no
is-
way.
That's. I mean, maybe, but like, no.
I don't believe
Why?
that. I think there's like 5. I
That's
believe
like an
6,
excessive.
but I do not believe more than that.
Home Alone 10.
Home Alone, Dylan. I doubt it's gonna come up to anything.
Home Alone 10. Oh, 10 hidden details. Okay,
Oh my god.
I think I was lied to, boys. I think I was lied to.
Okay.
Home Alone.
Okay.
How
Okay.
many?
Okay,
Why are we
okay,
going
ready?
down this
Home
again?
Alone. Home Alone
This is
2.
six-
Home Alone 3.
this is six
Home
to
Alone
order.
4. Home Alone, The Holiday
Day
Heist.
Heist.
Those
Okay,
are
there we
all
go.
the
Home
Home
Alone
Alones.
again.
5
with the
Home
Google
Alones.
Assistant.
See,
There's
there's
5 Home Alones.
There's 5. So Home Alone
And
6.
apparently there's gonna be a
Home
sixth.
Alone 6.
There's gonna be a sixth one coming out, but we don't know when it's coming out.
Oh my
But we
god.
do
I'll
know the
let Hyde,
director,
not
the
the
screenwriters, and the producers.
That is. Just, why make a 6th one?
I
mean,
don't
they've released
know.
kids like 2 times already. Like first it was Kevin, and then it was that other kid, and then another kid, and then
I don't know,
a 5th kid?
but apparently there's gonna be 6 so far. Maybe the 10 will come eventually.
I mean, at the rate they're going, yeah. Seems like it. Might take a while, but certainly will be 10 in my opinion. It seems like they're interested in continuing the series.
So I guess we do Home Alone 7, The World Dying. But Anarchy Begins. It would be a multi-part.
Yes.
Oakdale?
But I think
Go to Oakdale?
Alright, so does anyone else want to give a conversation started?
Horses.
So-
Are they any more useful?
No.
Okay. Well,
I'd
conversation.
say in some circumstances, though. I'd say in certain circumstances, like for a farm, or
Okay, but we've already got. You could always just use multiple manpower, or just.
okay, Dylan. Okay, multiple man.
Slaves?
I never
Slaves?
said it would have to be slaves. Okay.
But
Maybe
That's the only way manpower
We're
works.
providing
We don't-
jobs.
Dylan, I think we've evolved to a point where we don't have to rely on like
Manpower. anymore.
Manpower.
on manpower alone anymore. I mean,
yeah.
we don't like
'Cause
Would
we
AI
optimize it.
count as manpower?
no.
yeah.
No.
AI is not human.
Yeah.
AI is on feelings. Wow.
So we should just do machines. Like, why would you use a horse?
But then
You could just make a
horsepower.
robot horse.
You are correct.
A robot horse?
A robot horse.
Oh no, the
Yeah,
batteries.
Robot horse to do
Boston
things for
Mechanics.
you.
Boston Dynamics?
Okay. I think we
What?
should go to the stories now.
Stories?
I think we
Oh,
we
yeah,
talked
story time?
enough about the disease.
Story time?
Crazy.
The Heineken
Okay.
story.
Yeah, story time.
So
The
the
Heineken for the
crazy stories, I think?
Yeah, story time by Dylan.
No. I shouldn't go first. I shouldn't go first.
Oh no, you should go first
Why should I go first?
because you're the one with the crazy stories.
You've got plenty of crazy stories.
No, you got plenty of crazy stories.
Well, somebody say a crazy story already. You can't just have this back and forth going on.
Quick, Vernon, crazy story.
There once was a horse. His name was Bojack.
No.
No,
One
stop
of your
right there.
crazy stories.
My crazy stories. Huh. I guess I haven't really talked about myself that much. Okay, let's see.
You don't.
Yeah, I really don't. I think I'm forgetting my memories already. But, I mean, there was that one false memory I had.
False
that,
memory? False memories are the
False
best.
memory of the horse, the cow named Betsy.
Yes.
That's in your brain.
Are these
And-
rock? Oh my goodness.
Let's see.
Is this-
I mean, there was a false memory that I kissed my brother. That one was not
Are you
at all
sure it was
great.
false?
Are you sure it was false?
I was
Please.
only told it was false off of Internet Boy, so I'm not so sure.
Wait, what?
Well, that's
so
a pretty
you trust
crazy
someone
story,
on the
Vernon.
internet? More
I only want to because I want it to be false.
So you're saying it's true?
No, I have no idea if it is.
That's
Wait, why do you not know?
Because it was like, when I was like, what? Let's see, I want to say around 5.
Oh, well then it doesn't matter. That
Yeah,
much.
it's
Wait,
not.
How old's your brother?
Because
you're
he's a
like
year younger.
17, messing with
Yeah.
5-year-old you. Like, come on.
4.
kiss me on the knee. Oh, okay, that's fine.
No.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Well,
Yeah.
an actual crazy story. I'm not so sure about one. There's nothing
Oh.
really interesting about my life, I'm realizing. Wow.
That's sad.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
That's not true, Vernon.
A
You're
Roblox
making
kid
a
just said in
podcast.
chat, V-Bucks.
V-Bucks. No.
Are you
With a
playing
question mark.
Roblox?
Yes, I am. So that might stop me from my thinking because I'm kind of focusing on the game and this at the same time.
Okay, but I guess Dylan doesn't want to tell us crazy stories, or at least stories. Doesn't have to be crazy.
Oh, okay.
So I guess I'll go, but I would have to
Yeah,
think
is
of
it-
one. Yeah, but I have to think of one. You can't just be like, oh yeah, tell a story, and it's like I gotta think of a story now.
Grandpa,
I have
tell
that.
me a story.
Wait, so does it have to be crazy or is it just a story?
It can be just any
A
story that you
comedic
feel would be interesting. It could be comedic. It could be
You know,
anything.
Should I tell the story of how
The story of how you
broke my
lost your
leg?
legs?
Yeah. Dylan?
Yeah, no, we don't want a repeat of that. You could tell the story of you telling that, but we'd have to, like, delete so many of the details.
I think I will tell the story.
What?
I'll tell the story. Here, Isaac. I'll tell the story of New York.
Of the Cursed
no.
Night?
Not the Curse of Night, but before
No,
that, leading up to it.
I'll do another one from New York. You start with the Cursed Night, but leave out all the details so it doesn't actually make any sense.
Well, I'm going before Dylan, leading up before we got to the hotel, while we were just roaming around the streets of New York at like 1 in the morning.
All right. You go ahead
Yeah.
and start that.
So, what was it, Dylan? We came out of the theater, right? We came out of the theater. Yeah.
Oh,
after
you're
seeing-
talking about the time before we got to the hotel of
Yes,
that night.
Dylan, that's what I said.
I thought you were talking about like when we had just gotten off the plane and
Whoa.
the hotel.
No, that was.
All right, the streets of New York. All right, let's hear it. We had just gotten out of the theater. Yes.
Okay, so my mind's a bit mushy, so I'll have to
I can fill in
fill in
details.
any
Yeah.
sort of blanks. Yeah. So we get out of the theater, then we go and see. Was it Times Square? Wasn't it, Dylan?
Yeah, we were headed to Times Square.
Times Square. And we're just kind of walking the streets. You know, it's pretty cool. We're kind of taking in the sights of, oh, gee, this is New York. Wow. You know,
Well, we got on a bus. Remember?
we did.
Yeah, I remember because we drove past it was a shop selling weed, and all the kids on the bus were like, "Ooh, yo!"
I don't remember that. So, yeah.
Then we stopped, and then we walked around Times Square because
Yes.
we were still a bit of ways away.
Yes. But Times Square was bright, even though it was around like
So bright.
night. It was around like midnight. It was like
Yeah.
dark outside. Like
It was just
It-
before midnight.
it was like walking from like a dimly lit street to like the brightest thing ever. It was almost like it was day. It was crazy.
Oh yeah,
And there were still people out there. There wasn't a whole lot of people, but
it was crowded.
yeah, there was people, and there were like performers. And I remember one guy.
Oh, was it the African guy?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us about it?
No. I think you're more apt to tell that.
No. I'll tell the story of our escort.
Our escort, Dylan?
Yeah, remember our chaperone around that area?
Oh, yes.
What he did? Alright, so you go ahead and tell the story of all the different people we encountered.
Okay. So, once again, my memory is shaky.
Yeah.
But this guy was kind of like... How could I describe him? It was kind of like... It was like we encountered him. And the encounter didn't last too long, but it's still like... Still kind of
Haunts
stuck
you?
with us after... Yeah, it's still kind of stuck with us. And I really don't know. Well, I guess I'm at a loss of words and how to describe him, but
I can describe him, I remember.
yeah. You should try.
Alright.
Because
So-
you were a bit more.
He was this African American guy. Okay, all right.
Mhm.
So he's dressed up in like this vest, like this vest and very poofy pants. Like he's dressed up to play like Aladdin or something in a musical.
Of course.
Then he's covered in gold paint and like gold. What's it called? Like the shiny stuff, the little shiny things that you put over gold glitter.
Okay.
Well,
Uh-huh.
covered in glitter and paint. And he had like he had like something like drawn on his chest. I don't remember what it was though. He was
Oh.
bare chested under his vest though. So that's what he looked like. If you want to continue, Ian.
I'm not continuing here, Dylan. I'm not going to what he said.
Why not?
As I said before, Dylan, my memory's actually really mushy. I actually can't remember the details very well. I remember the sort of overall picture of what we did, because afterwards I know we went to that one, like...
Wait, did you
Christmas
actually end up
bakery.
talking to him? Because I know I did, but I don't remember who else
I
did.
I didn't. No. And that's
Oh.
why I think it'd be better to describe what he said.
Alright. So Ian, do you actually like have any memory of what he said, like how like obscene it was?
No, but I do have like a vague memory of how it was like, you know.
Particular.
Yes.
So, basically, we were walking along and I saw a sign for Bubba Gump Shrimp.
Oh
If
my
you remember
God.
that.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, yo, Bubba Gump Shrimp, as we're like getting on the corner, and he was just standing there. And he kind of like takes me aside and says, yo, Bubba Gump Shrimp is good. But I got something that'll really make your eyes pop. And I just suddenly am like, what? And he tells me the name of this place. I don't remember what it was, and I wouldn't want to say anyway, because what do you know too boy? But he's like, if you go there, you can see yourself some naked girls. And I was like, whoa, old man. I'm like, 12? What are you trying to show me these things?
I think 13. Around 13.
We were quite young.
No,
But
because
basically, I was
we came back
like,
to Jonesboro.
I was like, oh, thank you. And I just kind of walked off and like caught up with the rest of the group.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Great. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
I don't know what he was doing there. He didn't have a sign or anything. I don't know if he was promoting that place or if he was just standing there dressed like that, telling people, but I don't know. Or why he was telling that to like a very young child. But
Yeah. And then continuing from there, we later, went or got out of Times Square, and we're going to this one bakery, I guess you could call it.
oh,
That
do
was
you
like-
mind if I pick up here because I wanted to tell the story of our chaperone and his amazing adventures.
Okay. Yeah. Pick up.
All right. So, our chaperone, okay. I won't name him. But he
I
was
guess
a
that's
teacher
fair.
at our school. Okay. We'll call him Mr. Beetle. Okay.
Mr. Beetle.
Mr. Beetle.
Mr.
And
Beetle.
so-
That's a very good name.
Of course. Perhaps his real name? Anyway, Mr. Beetle, his daughter is on the trip as well with all of us. And we just happened to be like walking in the same group with his kid.
Well, we don't happen to, because remember, his wife is also a chaperone.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I'm chaperoning a separate group, right?
Yeah, and his daughter was in that group, and so we ended
Yes.
up normally getting in the group with her daughter.
Yeah.
And so, when we get to this like side area just off from Times Square, all the chaperones get together and they're like, we're gonna go out for dessert because we just had dinner a little while ago
Yeah.
before seeing a show on Broadway. So-
Good old pizza. That was great.
Oh yeah, we had Domino's. So
Okay.
we
yeah.
were asked like, all right, let's go dessert. There's these two places you can go and get them.
Yeah, what was the second place? Or I guess the other place we didn't go to.
It was a
can't-
cheesecake place,
Oh, okay.
and so
Yeah. There were like two options, and we went to
yeah, you could
Okay.
either go to the cheesecake place, or you
or
could
where we
go
went.
to the bakery of the cake
It was
boss
the
guy.
Cake Boss guy, yeah. You know. Am I supposed to pick up from here,
Sounds
Dylan?
focused, right?
Sorry, I had to
I
mute
think-
myself for a second. Wasn't I?
Okay.
Had a little bit of
I
a
see.
cough.
I see.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
I was wondering why it went
Hmm.
just completely quiet and Dylan stopped.
I wonder about the cough.
I
And
do
so
wonder about that cough.
we went to we were part of the group that opted to go to the cake factory. So
We didn't go to the cake factory. We went to the
not the cake factory, the
Cake Boss Bakery.
Cake Boss Bakery. And so it was just our group, which with Mr. Beetle, and Mr. Beetle's wife's group with Mr. Beetle's daughter. And so we went to the Cake Boss place, and there was a really long line. Not only was
Oh,
the
it
cake
was-
spaced
it was
far
long.
away from the place you were supposed to meet, but the line was crazy. And so
I'd say if you were to stretch out the line and make it linear, because it was kind of like a, I guess not.
it
not a zigzag,
went
it was-
back and forth and like crisscrossed.
Yeah,
and stuff.
But I'd say if you were to make it like a straight line, it'd be maybe about 12 feet, 16 feet. It was.
Oh, more than that.
It was packed. Though. It was packed.
I would say at least 30 feet.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of people considering. It was
The
like-
line was going out the door.
Yeah, I was.
And so we're like, maybe we should head back. We didn't know how long we had before we had to be back. Only the chaperones knew.
Uh-huh.
And so we're like, hey, Mr. Beetle, do we have enough time to go here? And he looks at the clock and he's like, we'll be fine. He's like,
Of course.
besides,
Shady, but yes.
we're in New York, and my daughter really wants to go here. This is once in a lifetime opportunity for some people, so let's just do it. So we waiting through the entire line. We all get our things, and we're so excited. We're like, oh man, we're gonna have some great dessert. We've got all kinds of stuff, and so we're looking at the clock. It's like almost 1 o'clock now. We've been gone for like an hour and a half to get the Cake Boss food for like the walking and the waiting in the line. And so we walk on back to meet everybody else for the bus. And we get there and we are the last ones there. All the other groups are just standing there waiting for us. And
Yep.
especially the head, like, what's it called? Chaperone comes up to Mr. Beetle and is like, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? And so we get back to the group of the kids and kind of like
Just like,
immerse
it's like,
ourselves back with them. And we're talking to them, we're like, what's going on? And they're like, you guys, we've been back for like an hour 20 minutes. You've been on there. You guys have been on, like, messing around, getting your cake stuff for hours. Like, you've been gone an hour and a half. We had 20 minutes to go and get stuff. And you went and were gone for an hour and a half. So we spent an hour and 10 minutes longer than we should have.
yeah.
And so basically, we spent a long time. And then our chaperone, the mad lad that he is, I hear him saying things like, I can do what I want. It's okay. I will take full responsibility for this. The kids did not make me do this. I had full responsibility, and I say worth it, because we got Cake Boss stuff. And we're just like, what? Mr. Beetle. He basically absolute Chad of a man.
And it was great because in the end, I got cookies. I bought cookies from there.
Yeah, you got your cookies. I think I got like an eclair or something. A really nice.
I thought you got
really
like.
good.
Was it an eclair? I don't know. Didn't
Like,
they
I
also
never
say,
knew
like,
what an eclair
strawberries
was.
or something?
Could
I
you
didn't know.
perhaps-
So I
Correct
think
me.
I got an eclair and it was like chocolate cake with some really nice strawberries.
Okay, because I remember strawberries and something. And also, I don't know.
Also,
Too bad I don't like strawberries.
a nice young man we were with. His name was Charles. He got he got a cannoli, and he
And,
saw something.
You know what?
that
I'm gonna
just
say.
made it not even- Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So a little bit of a graphic warning. So, mind you, on the trip, we walked a lot. You know,
A lot.
like the bus basically just took us from the hotel to a point, and then we just kind of walk around and see the sights.
I think we walked an average of 12 miles a day.
Yes, and you know, and this obviously takes a toll on one's feet,
Yes.
especially Dylan's feet. For when we returned to the hotel after going to the Cake Boss bakery, Charles was eating his cannoli when Dylan was popping some blisters, wasn't it, Dylan?
Yes, I wanted to pop them so I could clean them out.
Yeah, Dylan was popping some blisters right in front of our good friend Charles, who was
Oh,
eating
no,
the
it was across the room. I was in my little corner.
Oh,
Charles just
where you
looks
doing?
over and
Where-
sees it, and he just goes, oh. Oh. And it was just too much for him. He was just like, I can't, you've ruined this for me. I shall no longer be able to eat my cannoli ever again. Nor any other cannoli. So, I essentially ruined cannolis forever for my good friend Charles.
You given him PTSD.
May his soul rest in peace.
Yeah.
He's not dead.
He's
But-
not
Well,
dead.
his taste is.
He just
But
yeah,
doesn't
he
like
tasted.
cannolis now. Or at least can't think of them without seeing my feet.
Yeah.
And blisters being popped.
So that's one story right there, kind of told by me and Dylan in tandem.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's
it
kind
was
of
kind of a double story. So,
yeah.
one
You know,
of you
we
two
feeling
will-
different.
take one. You
Let's
thought of
see.
one, Isaac?
Oh yeah.
Mine are
Isaac.
always
Isaac's
around the
there.
romantic
Why
subject.
don't-
I don't know why.
Oh, but those are so
What?
interesting. You should. Don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
No.
But what? Let's see. Yeah, I can talk about the Oregon trip. Well, me
No,
and Dylan.
don't do that.
Oh, there
I've never
are
heard
some
about
pretty
the
good
Oregon
ones
trip.
from that.
No, but my heart's sad because Isaac. Do you remember how I helped, get rid of like the on your grandfather's computer?
No, we
where
don't
you
have to
spent
talk
the money,
about that.
Spent the money on the trip. What happened to the trip, Isaac? Why don't you tell? our good
Okay,
listeners?
fine. I'll tell what happened to the trip. Okay, so this year we were supposed to go to Oregon. We go there
Uh-huh.
every year for a Shakespeare festival.
Make sure you
That
refer
would
to
be
it
good.
as the Heineken flu, though. It's the Heineken.
Yeah,
Yes.
so-
For
So we were
special
gonna go there
purposes.
this year, and everyone was packing. It was literally 2 days until the
I
trip.
didn't pack.
But yeah, not many people packed until like.
It was
last
actually the
minute.
day before the trip.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just describing it 2 days. So like,
Oh.
so everyone was really excited. You know, the Heineken flu's been around, but you know, the trip wasn't canceled. Why would it be canceled like 2 days after, or 2 days before the trip?
Mhm.
So like it gets to 1 day. There's 1 day left, so you have 1 day to pack and 1 day to get ready, and this is during finals too. So we were doing our first and second first and second period finals. So after doing our first period final, and we go to brunch, Dylan, I don't know how Dylan heard it, or
Oh, I
how.
went to the theater and I was hanging out there after my final because.
Okay, so, So do you want to describe what happened? Like when you went in there? 'Cause-
I think that'd be good. Good first hand.
When we went into the theater, basically I went in there and provided some backup vocals for some people in the theater performing a dance, and then afterwards I was a backup dancer for our I think 60-year-old theater teacher performing
Hey.
Dancing Queen by ABBA.
Wait, Dylan,
Yeah.
can you do a dance for our listeners? You know, just to give them a taste of,
Yes.
of how good of a dancer you are, Dylan.
Yes. All that movie.
Are you
You can
dancing,
just tell
Dylan?
by
Alright,
his
I hope
breath.
you got all that. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is
we
that
did.
enough
Yeah,
for-
I did.
is that good?
So, yeah.
Alright, perfect.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Okay, so sorry, Dylan, to interrupt, but just felt the
Yeah,
need to say that.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, so after that, our theater teacher pulls me and a couple other select few who are going on the trip aside and was like, "Hey, just wanted to like let you guys know, since might as well tell you while you guys are here. The trip's not happening. It's canceled. Otherwise, we can try and reschedule, but it's not happening tomorrow. We're not leaving tomorrow." And I'm like, immediately everyone else is like, oh, how could this happen? And I'm just like, yo, that's pretty funny. Because I'm like, yo, imagine the chaos when people find out. And so, we get told about it, people decide, we kind of talk about it for a while. And like discussing what we might do, whether we're gonna get our money back, stuff like that. But our theater teacher's like, Yeah, you guys can tell people it's not like a secret or anything. It's probably actually helpful for me. Make sure you tell your parents and stuff about it. So I'm like, all right. So then the period ends and we all head off to brunch.
All right.
And so we go to lunch, brunch.
So okay,
And-
I'll continue.
Oh,
from
do you
here
want to pick up?
because-
You want to pick up from here?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll pick it from here. So we're at lunch right now. I'm talking about the Oregon trip and how excited I am for it. I don't remember who I was talking to about it. I think it was probably.
I think it was Lena.
Yeah, it was probably Lena. I was talking to them about the Oregon trip. You know, I was excited. I really wanted to go because last year we had a blast. It was
Oh
really
yeah,
fun.
that's great.
So I was talking about it, and then Dylan comes up out of nowhere. He's like, I forgot what'd you say, Dylan?
I said we did it, boys.
We did it. We got him.
Got him?
Yeah.
I said.
So I was confused, and then like Dylan was like, the Oregon trip is canceled. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, the trip's canceled. I was like, I don't believe you, because like, it's Dylan. You don't trust what Dylan says like right away,
Of course.
without there being like evidence or anything to prove him right. So being naive, I was like, that's not true. I don't believe you. He's obviously lying, guys. And he's like, no, I'm not. And he's like, go ask Miss Coyne. And so we're like, okay, fine. Let's all go to Miss Coyne's and ask her. So we all go to Miss Coyne's, and there's already a couple people there. I don't remember exactly who, but I know Megan was there, saying how the trip was canceled. So I was like, is it really canceled? So we go up to Miss Coyne, and she's like, yep, the trip's canceled. And I was like, oh, because I just packed the day before, the trip. So I packed, and I had everything ready. I had everything that I wanted to go to it, and it was just canceled. And it was like, oh, that sucked. I wasn't too hurt as bad as like probably Megan, because Megan packed a lot where got really ready for this trip. Because like she had some really cool stuff she was gonna bring, and she was really mad about it.
Such a huge letdown.
Yeah, so it got canceled the day before, which like kind of everyone didn't like, because why the day before really sucked because of the Heineken flu, or what's it called, the Heineken?
Yeah, Heineken flu. Heineken.
Okay.
Isaac,
So, I'm not. What?
Can I say
Okay.
something?
wait,
Yeah,
wait,
say something.
wait. Okay, and the reason I brought this up in the first place was because previously I helped get rid of some viruses on Isaac's grandfather's computer, and then Isaac, your grandfather,
Oh yeah.
he
Okay,
gave us,
so
yeah.
okay, so what happened is my grandparents' computer was acting a bit funny, and it had a virus on there. I knew it had a virus, but I couldn't get rid of it. I was going on, what was it? Like you have to go on app data, or not app, maybe.
Oh
no.
yeah. Well, either way, it had viruses.
Yeah, and I was trying to delete it, and I couldn't find it. I was like, it's gotta be here. So then I was like, my friend knows more stuff about computers than I do, so I'll probably give it to him. But my grandpa, he doesn't really trust people he doesn't really know. So he's like, I don't trust him. He's probably gonna steal my credit card information. I was like, it's Ian. He probably wouldn't do anything, but if it was Dylan, he'd probably do something.
Of course.
So he's like, okay, fine. So he gives me his computer, and I invite Dylan and Ian over to hang out and also fix the computer, because I knew it wasn't gonna take long to fix the computer. So after it was done, we just played games. So yeah, and then I gave it to Ian. Ian, downloaded some stuff to get rid of the virus. It got rid of it, thank goodness, and it runs so much faster than it did before.
Ah.
So, and then my grandpa was like, thanks, your friend did well. So he was like, did your friend work on it the most, or did you work on it the most? I was tempted to say I worked on it the most, but I was like, nah, my friend worked on it the most. So he's like, here, give this to your friend and don't take it. So I was like, okay. And school comes around, I give it to Ian saying it's for my grandpa, and he takes it. But then I take it back, and I was like, no. And I don't remember why I kept it, because what?
No. I remember why. It's because Isaac. It's because at first I refused it, and then I thought, you know what, Isaac, you hold on to it, and then later on, once the time comes around, we'll go to like like the supermarket and buy some Cokes or something and enjoy a drink or a splurge or something, you know? Because
much
this
was
was
it?
before. It's $20. So
Yeah,
it could
$20.
get something good. So yeah, you know,
So you refused it, so I was holding on to it. And then the Oregon trip was coming around, and I missed one of my payments, a monthly payment. And I was like, oh shoot, I
Try, boys.
somehow forgot about this. I think it was during a break we had. I don't remember which break. It was, I think, somewhere in October, maybe. I don't remember exactly. But I missed one of the monthly payments, and I'm like, shoot, now I have to pay $200 ASAP. So luckily, I was able to get enough money to pay it off. But then I was like, I need a bit more money. And then I looked at the $20 that it was for Ian, and I was like, this will do. So I kind of like spent Ian's $20 that was for us.
I mean,
Wow. Wow.
On the trip, so yeah.
the first, Isaac, I remember when you told me that. I said,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Isaac, you could have used it on anything else, and I would have been fine with it. But this, no.
Isaac, that was the Diary of a Wimpy Kid moment.
Couldn't have said it better
Good deal.
myself, Dylan. So yeah,
But yeah,
so,
I spent it because I needed money because I
Yeah,
didn't have enough.
so yeah, that was.
And then
the,
it gets canceled last minute, which really stung, you know.
Okay, can I mention something? Okay.
yeah.
It was after brunch. Okay, so everyone stormed off to the theater to go find out whether I was lying or not. All of them believing that I wasn't, that I was lying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I was left alone in the cafeteria, just kind of sitting there smugly, like, oh, this is gonna be funny. And
Yes.
so I kind of walk over to the theater building, and I open the door, and it's just chaos inside. And I open the door, and right in front of the door, there's like 5 or 6 girls sitting in a circle, just like crying with each other, trying to console each other. People are running around like trying to like get more information, talking to people. Some people are like going into the back to like drink their sorrows away with like Fanta or something that they bought from the Mexican market right across the street from the school.
You'll see that
And
tonight.
I see all the group of people that were all like, no, there's no way, standing in front of our teacher, just with horrible gaping mouths, just hung wide open like, oh my gosh, it's true. And I was like, well, what did I say? And I just walk on up, and once again,
All smugly,
we
like.
did it. No, not smugly, just, we did it, boys.
We
That
got
was the
it.
one word I said.
Yeah. So I.
And
Oh, no. Go on. Go on.
and
That's amazing.
I was consoled by the fact that there was one more person who was like, yo, this is hilarious, just as much as I was. And that was my good friend Cody,
Dude.
who may be joining us for an episode of the podcast. Not
Maybe.
as a guest, because if he was a guest, we'd have to treat him with respect, but as a person.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So Isaac, are you gonna use that story that you kind of just told as your story, or are you gonna tell more stories? And I guess since we talked about the Oregon trip so much,
Yeah, you want to tell us something about the Oregon trip?
yeah.
I can talk about the last Oregon trip.
Okay.
The last, but dude, I could talk about the San Francisco meeting that the thespian leaders went to. So if you don't know, I am the treasurer of the thespian club.
Oh,
And,
No one
yeah,
ran
there's-
against you?
Actually, no,
Yeah,
quite a
good.
bit of people ran against me, but I
Yeah,
was
that's
somehow
good.
got voted. I was like, don't vote for me. I just don't want you to. There's so many better people, and yet everyone voted for me, which like I was like, no. So yeah, I got
It
voted.
was pretty funny.
I got voted treasurer. So I'm here as a treasurer,
Uh-huh.
and we had to go to this San Francisco meeting. I don't remember exactly when, but since none of you there, I might as well tell it, because it's the first time.
Okay.
It
Fresh story.
was bizarre. Like it was really nice. The school we went to was like really good looking. It was like a nice school. I don't remember what university. I don't remember
Was
what
it
university it
of
was.
San Francisco.
Well, I mean, it
Hmm.
could be, man. It could be.
I think
But
it
I don't
was New
remember-
York University.
Yeah, I think it was New York University.
Yes.
But to be honest, it probably could have. I don't remember exactly.
Okay, but it was a university.
Yeah,
Yes.
university. Okay, so we were there, and the second we got there, they were like, "Hey, get your name tags, and you're gonna create a play for us." And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna create a short little play for everyone. You have to host it in front of everyone." Now I don't know about you, but if I'm not given a script and don't have time to study, I kind of either fumble on words or get nervous.
Oh no.
But if I have a script and
You're
time to
not-
practice, yeah, but if I have a script
Isaac.
and time to practice, I get comfortable with playing the characters.
Isaac, how else are you gonna be able to make things up on the spot and just not practice?
So okay, well let me go into it. We were doing it, and what we did was like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, basically, May or Robin, whatever you prefer to call her. I'm just gonna call her Robin.
Yes.
Robin was like,
Oh my back.
we should create a play where there's this thespian girl getting made fun of that gets everyone into like musicals, and they all join into a musical at the very end. And we were like, yeah, everyone was like, yeah, I like that idea. And I was like, okay, I'll go with it because everyone likes it.
I hate that idea so much.
Yeah,
We need to
yeah.
do something like whatever happened to bully. Do that.
Yeah.
Make that.
Whatever happened to bullying? Maybe
make it
one day
a
I'll
play.
give a speech about that.
Or just do Dylan's play. That he's
Okay,
right.
so
That I wrote.
So what happened? So basically, it was Robin. She starts walking, and she's listening to. I forgot what musical was it. What was it?
Let's assume.
Be more chill.
There we go.
No, not Be More
That's the place
Chill.
filler right there.
Dear Evan
It's
Hansen.
No, it's the one with like. It's got that. It's like these.
Heathers.
No, it's like these
Phantom
popular.
of the Opera.
Mean
Mean
Girls.
Girls.
Mean Girls. Mean the musical. There it is. Okay, it's Mean Girls. She was.
Maybe I
I
hate
She
it.
walks on listening to Mean
Yeah.
Girls, the musical.
Make a musical of anything, don't they?
So she's listening to it, and these two girls start making fun of her, of course. And she like starts talking back and being sassy. And she's like, "You guys should listen to like you'd make a great this character inside of Mean Girls." And so she was like, "Here, give it a listen." And like they start listening to it, and they're like, "Yeah, that's pretty good." And then it comes to us. We were like the bad boys, you know.
Of
We
course.
were walk and
Tough
tumble.
guy
We wore
finger snapping.
leather jackets.
We're
We
the
talked like
Jets.
this. And so she comes
Tough
up,
guy
and
snapping.
being the Chad I was, I had to like start off all suave by saying, what did I say? I said like,
Who that boy? Who is he?
I think I said
Were you
like,
Johnny Bravo?
no, I wasn't like, oh
Suave
yeah,
guy.
suave guy out here.
He's suave.
I should have been
Yes.
Father Legorn. He's suave. Dude, I miss Father Legorn. What happened to Father Legorn again?
Whatever happened to the old Looney Tunes, Isaac? That's a story for a different time.
Okay, but like,
Just
okay, so
continue.
let's continue with my story.
Mhm.
So, I being like one of the bad characters, because I was also with Gino. Yeah, I was with Gino, and we were like the bad. We were like, you know, people who wore leather jackets.
Wait, I
we
thought
were the
this
bad
was-
boys. You know, we got in trouble.
I thought this was
What?
for leaders of the club or something. Of this,
Yeah,
this
and
side.
but no, Dylan, you don't understand. You're able to bring two guests, and Caleb, sorry, Caleb and Gino were the two people who went. It was originally going to be Lena, but then the stepmom had to like go to a graduation thing, so I wasn't. So she didn't go. So it got replaced with Gino. So I was with Gino, and we were playing the tough guys because we were like the only guys. We were the only two guys there. So we were playing the tough guys, and the first thing I remember I said, it was like, what did I say? I was like, I think I said something really cringy, and they loved it. They loved what I said, so I had to stay with it. I said it as a joke, and it stuck. And they were like, "Yep, that's perfect." And I guess I had to keep it. So I was like, "Damn, girl, you looking fine." And I was like, "What are you doing down here?" And they said, "I know it was really bad," but then they were like, "Keep it. That was perfect," because they found it hilarious. And so we kept it in there. I'm sorry, Ian, this hurts Ian. So we kept it in, and she was like, she was being sassy, and I was like, "Ooh, she's sassy. I like her." And she was, and yeah, it
Are
was
there any
really
recordings
bad.
of this, Isaac? Because I'd pay $1 for this.
Oh,
Wait,
people
wait,
had
wait.
it been recording. It was like a huge
Wait,
stadium.
guys.
What?
Looks like it's been an hour. Join
Wait,
us
no.
next time
Wait,
to hear
wait,
the end of
wait.
the epic story.
Oh,